Parting versus Byun. Heck 8. This is going to be a lot of fun. Two of the greatest micro players in the world going at it. Here we go. Top right, we have Parting. Bottom left, we have Byun. And I'm really excited, man. These guys are both like micro gods. They're both pretty aggressive players overall. Now, one thing I remember for Parting, just generally speaking, any sort of Hellion, like aggressive Hellion harassment is generally pretty good against him, or it was right before I went to military. I haven't seen his games since he came back, right? Like, well, I've actually seen some of his other games, which I'll get into in a couple days.
Gets me more non-dragon toothless and light-free dancing dragons.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pause. Gonna throw a nice big pausey pause down on that. And hold on. Let me move that out of the way too. It goes over the mini map, sorry. Okay, anyways, we'll play that later. Yeah, so basically thinking back to Parting, the way to beat Parting a lot of times is to attack his economy while he's attacking you, because he's going to make the game down and dirty, or at least that was the style he was playing before. I can't say for sure what he's going to do here, but Byun is a top tier opponent, so I think he'll bring out his best stuff, which will probably involve aggression. But that's where Byun may be able to fight back, right? Maybe he goes kind of aggressive as well. You kind of scrappily hold what he's doing to you and kill some of his probes. It really hurts Protoss if you get some probes early on. Yeah, I would imagine that this will be a very aggressive game overall. Oh, you actually missed the command center, it looks like. So kind of a nice little hide there from Byun in the main base. I think it's kind of smart to make in the main as well against Parting, since Parting is very likely to be attacking you. All right, so probe going back home. Chrono boosting out that adept. And down comes an adept here. Just run around that. Adept did cancel the shade, so still waiting up here. I like that probe pullback. Good, swift move there. Doesn't want to allow any probes to be picked off here by Byun's most excellent Reaper. Gonna put some extra damage down there, but that's about as much as you can do. Twilight on the way. Cyclone as well as a starport for Byun. All right, kind of interesting. Not exactly sure what he's going to be going for here. You can have a pretty defensive opener there with that Cyclone. Never feels like a bad choice nowadays, honestly. Cyclone, really, really reasonable unit at this point. Byun trying to maximize his damage here, and he is doing a damn fantastic job. Oh my god. Oh, well, you know what? I was like, he must have made a mistake, but no, turns out no. And Parting just gets away from that as well. So saves that adept. Single probe going down. Decent scouting there also. Parting now going to go ahead. Byun now going to go ahead and take that expansion. Looks like we're going to go to 4 gates. So 4-gate Blink Observer here. Probably a Prism as well. Coming out for Parting. And that's his kill number, right? If Parting has 4 gates, he has kill potential. His micro is that good. Or it has been historically that good. All right, in comes the Cyclone. I don't know, man. If Blink were done and it's only a few seconds off here, see that? Like, you're going to lose everything. And that does not, this does not feel worthwhile even a little bit, honestly. Yep, there's Blink, and that's it. You're going to, are you kidding me? He got that away. That's crazy. Did the medevac actually get out? Oh my God, he could have killed it still. He could have killed it still. Oh, he's going to kill it still. He's going to kill it still. Okay, so that definitely wasn't good for Byun. Definitely was not. I'm surprised he even tried that. I don't know what you're looking for. I guess you You know now that it's Blink, but you knew it was Blink. What do you think he's going to do? Come on. So it does seem a little bit wasteful to me. Now, the Prism is coming out with those Stalkers. We're going to see if Parting has that micro still. Can he just walk across the map and kill one of the best Terrans in the world? This is a build that, without any doubt, Parting was the best player in the world at. Without any doubt. Let's see if he still is. Thank you for the gifted sub. And here we go. Goes ahead, blinks up. Only blinks one at first. Gets rid of the siege tank immediately. Some very good micro between blinks and juggling in that Prism. Now another tank. He blinks forward for it and zaps that one down as well. SCV's coming out, but he may want to actually retreat at this point. Oh my god, he actually blinks on the third tank. So he's aggressively trading for these siege tanks at this point. There are a couple Banshees at home, which is going to mess, or one Banshee at home, which is going to mess him up a little bit. Continuing to blink back. He's killed a fair amount of SCVs, warping in a couple more. Only warped 2 of those Stalkers in at home to deal with the Banshee. Excuse me. And a little blink to the side there from Party. So actually picking off a hell of a lot, and now starting to target SCVs. He has 4 Stalkers, so it makes sense. You one-shot these SCVs and get a bunch more damage that way. 15 SCVs fall. Killed 3 tanks, 15 SCVs, and a bunch of Marines in there. Took a little bit of damage from the Banshee back at home, but not too bad. Third Nexus is being made. Those are almost 100% Stalkers in there. Yeah, I would say 100%. Those are Stalkers in that Prism right now. And again, 4 one-shots and SCVs, so that's going to be pretty solid. Or actually, wait a minute. 4 one-shots, a probe, and a drone. Does it? It's 11 damage, so it should be 44. So maybe not the SCV then, but still good harassment in there. Wait a minute. Am I misremembering this? I think I'm right. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, I thought it one-shots the SCV, but I'm trying to remember that it was 11 damage that they do right now. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. He is right now, you know, trying to stop this Banshee. 13 damage, sorry. Okay, there you go. That makes much more sense to me. Because I'm, like, remembering that, but then I'm, like... I don't know why I try to remember numbers sometimes when I'm casting. It's, like, the most dangerous thing. Tastus always tells me not to do it. To try to remember the exact numbers of units. That's, like, a TLO thing. I don't have the skills to do that. To remember exact numbers of units. Just the feels. All right, anyways, pulls back right there. And charge finishing up right now. Colossus on the way. Going to be popping out. He does have that Thermal Lance coming as well. Double medevac boosting across the map right now for Byun. So Parting has done a lot of damage. He's up 15 workers and he's equal on army supply when he's going Colossus. So that is normally not how it goes. Like in an even game right now, Byun would actually be up in army supply. So this is a very tough situation without any doubt. Oh, not a great move there. And in fact, with these Stalkers here, it's getting worse for Byun right now. You know, I think the harassment has been amazingly good here for Parting. In fact, he picks off a medevac there. He's got all these charge lots and Stalkers, so very little going to escape for Byun, and it continues to get worse. So we have the 3 bases up. All right, we're going to have these Stalkers push back the Banshee. Finally does get that kill. That's been a little bit of a thorn in his side throughout. We have Vikings being made here by Byun. We'll see if he makes Beyond 2. I think he's going to. I'm not a huge fan of that right now. I do like a Viking to make sure that you can push back that Prism always. But if he starts going Viking right now to try to take down the Colossus count, which might be 2 or 3... that can be good. 2 is like that perfect middle range for Colossus where Vikings don't really make sense, but it adds a lot to your army as Protoss. He is starting the 3rd now, and it is going to be some more Vikings coming out of here for Byun, who's also getting the Ghost Academy. 2nd Robo for Parting. Probably getting ready for some Immortals and Disruptors, if I had to guess. Coming in, pushing back this 3rd base. Parting has taken his 4th during this time. It's just now finishing. Decent amount of charge lots in here to tank up some of that damage. Pushes forward. Look at the amount of damage done to this economy. 13 more SCVs fall. 46 against 68 workers at the moment. Now, Byun is pushing forward. He's a very marauder-heavy player, and you can see doing a very good job of popping a lot of those stalkers. Doesn't quite get the Colossi. More Zealots coming out to try to help out against them as well. Blinking forward now, targeting down a medevac there, kind of interestingly. I thought he was going to go for the tank, but it was covering it, so that might have even been a misclick. But yeah, he is really just destroying everything. And look at this, 18 SCVs, 19 SCVs dying. Parting looking like he has basically got this first game. There is no real comeback potential here for Byun, but he's Byun, so he might stay in the game until he's got like one burning supply depot left. Always a possibility. We have that additional nexus, the 5th base going up for Parting. And he's literally killing buildings over here in the base of Byun. More charge lots come down, the 3rd Colossi as well. Parting doing an absolutely great job keeping the pressure on. GG is called, and Parting pretty much dominates there. Pretty much. All right, we'll be getting into map number 2. Really a ridiculous night tonight. Here we go. Game number 2. Parting versus Byun. We're going to be on Oceanborn, our underwater map, where when your metal unit dies, parts of it float to the surface. In the bottom right, we have Parting. In the bottom left, we have Byun. I do want to remind you guys that you can go ahead, use the command StarCraft 2 and follow my new casting channel for StarCraft 2. It's called Artosis Casts 2. And a little announcement about that. There's going to be more games than just StarCraft 2 on there very, very soon. Mapu and I have been working hard on the channel, and I think you're going to want to follow it, because it's going to basically be all the RTS games that I cast that are not Brood War. Artosis Casts is Brood War. Artosis Casts 2 is going to be everything else. So you are going to be finding some new RTS casts on there relatively soon. So do check it out. Once again, use the command StarCraft 2. Also, you can use the command Mapu. Mapu, of course, is our observer here tonight, showing us all these awesome plays. And you can follow all of his stuff in there as well. So, Byun comes up, very quick SCV, and does the eBay block. Pretty solid play. We'll see if Parting pulls the standard 4 probes down to try to deal with it. In the meantime, Parting harassing a little bit with his probe. He's probably just going to have to run out of there. He did not do a great job with that. And yeah, he does pull the 4 probes. And we'll kill that off as quickly as he possibly can. SCV trying to come back to be a bit annoying here. And a 5th probe comes down to make sure that he can push that back immediately. That SCV going to have to go home as well. Still a little bit of scouting. Checks out the factory there. And sees the reactor as well. Extremely fast reactor. And down goes the probe. So nice Marine. Getting that little bit of a punish. Now, we have some Hellions being reactored out. Okay, this is actually literally what I said in the first game. Okay, was if you do something like try some sort of Hellion play against Parting, generally because his units will come across the map to attack you at some point, if you like counter in there, or if you just get them in there in a more standard way, like you get a quick drop or something, That has been something historically that has been very tough for partying to deal with. You guys might recall there was a GSL where I believe it was him versus TY in the round of 4. And TY just kind of tore him apart with mostly Hellion drops and stuff like that. And it was like at a time where it felt like partying might even be able to win in a GSL. But wasn't meant to be. We have Blink on the way. Additional gates coming up. And yeah, don't worry, guys. We will unpause the dono stuff in a minute here after this game is over. Now, Robo coming up. We have Medevac coming in. So, oh, it's 3 mines and he has the 2 Hellions. So a lot of times what you do with this is you do the mine drop, it draws the stalkers away, and then you run in with the Hellions to the natural. Right, so especially if probes run from the main to the natural, this can be a situation where you deal a lot of damage because of that. Now, this is not a full wall. Most of his buildings are in his main base, as you can see, which is going to make this a stronger strategy from Byun because of that. Now, his medevac looks like it may go towards the natural, which is kind of the opposite of what I would expect, but it's okay to mix up that type of play as well. It doesn't combo with the Hellions quite as well because it's more likely for the probes to run from this area. Now, he drops 1 into the natural. Gets only 1 probe, not a big deal. See the 2 Hellions? See how, like, yeah. So the medevac gets picked off and the Hellions can't come in. So it really feels like Byun went like he didn't do the best case scenario for his units to work together. It may have been shut down just that badly anyways, but I'm just saying, right? Like, you see how the Hellions haven't really been able to do it, and now he's going to block them as they try to run in afterwards. Byun in a bit of trouble, right? That if you lose 2 Hellions, 3 mines, and a medevac right at the beginning of the game, and you killed 1 probe with it, that's kind of weak, right? Like, literally, if you just burrow them in the middle of the map and like randomly attack move stuff, like, you'll get more damage than that. It's like basically as bad as you can do with that set of units. And you know, Byun is a former world champion, GSL champion, so not a great situation for him. Parting right now with a lot of stalkers in Byun's base. He wants to blink on the tank. You can feel it. You can feel it in your bones that that's what he wants more than anything in the whole world. But will he do it? It seems like there's a few too many units there for him to commit. Now, there is a Banshee in the main base here of parting, and it's dealing a bit of damage. Dealing a little bit. He may wait and make warping around his Zealots. Like, he might do like 2 Zealot, 2 Stalker type thing. No, he's just going to rotate behind these mineral patches. Try to get some SCVs dead. 4 kills on both sides, but he's lost a lot more Stalkers. So right now, as far as this push goes from parting, it's not really going that well, honestly. That was much better for Byun this time, but Byun's initial drop was very, very weak indeed. Now we have Colossus Tech as well as Charge coming up with that 3rd Nexus. Parting still rotating around, trying to get some damage. Yeah, kills 3 SCVs. Gonna pick that back up. A lot of damage in there. So, I mean, things could get a lot worse. You know, sometimes you leave damaged SCVs in there. Zealot Warping comes in later and cleans everything up super, super fast. We shall see about that. Prism just chilling in that top left. Look at this, 5 more gates on the way. So he's going to be going up to 9 gateways on 3 base. 9 gateway Colossus. So there's definitely a push that's going to be coming in. I don't believe we've seen a Forge as of yet, which would make sense because if you're going 9 gates this fast, it's really about that unit production. I think Parting is going to try to go for a kill relatively soon. There is the Forge. Okay. Okay. Probably just going to start that +1 attack. I do think... Okay, a couple sentries coming out. Excuse me. And... I'm looking at this. So Byun basically, like, when you see this type of production tab from Terran, right? You see the combat shields and the +1 coming. You're not going to see Terran attack until that stuff is finished or just about to finish. So that's probably the timing of a Byun push out. But I think Parting is going to, like, really maximize his units for that same time. With Charge, with Blink, with 2 Colossi, and with 9 gates pumping. So right now, looking at this, I feel like this is pretty decent for Parting. Ooh, that was some indecisiveness there from Parting. Tries to get in, kind of hems and haws, takes extra damage on that Prism, and will have to turn around. Maybe he wants to get Prism speed to try to deal with that in a different way. Maybe you just put that on the side anyways. Looks like he was thinking of suiciding in right there. I don't think that would be a very good play. Okay, drops 1 off. And takes more hull damage there, unfortunately. Little group of Stalkers in the center still. 4th base is going to be able to get up. And he has 65 probes, which is a completely solid economy. Bunch of cannons on the way, by the way. That's really interesting as well. That's very, very different. 2nd Forge coming up. Parting playing a neat way. It like, he's got this situation where, like, if he macros steadily, he's going to have a huge, huge army. But he's also kind of expanding, also kind of setting up defense, also kind of setting up forges. Like, getting everything going for the late game, right? Byun, of course, is growing very linearly, which we would expect to see from Terran. You can see he's up 20 army supply. He's done a good job of getting here. And he's got, like, a very healthy worker count and everything as well. Getting into Ghosts, getting into Vikings. Damn, we're just going to have a big macro game. Felt like Parting was setting up something, but, you know, I think that was maybe more of safety, maybe looking to see if there was a way to attack, and there just was not. And Byun did not move as well. So, like, if Byun sits here and maxes, he's going to be pretty happy about his position. Like, look at this. He's sitting super defensively. Parting is trying to attack, but Byun's saying, you know what, no, you attack into me. And honestly, you can't really attack into him very well here. As you can see, he has lines of depots. He has mines everywhere. He has siege tanks. He has Vikings. Ghosts are coming out. Not a position you want to attack into with Parting's army. And that's something he's had trouble with in the past as well. Right? Like, you know, I think one of the book on how to beat Parting was written by TY when he was going for Hellion harassment in the early game, and then very turtled positions late game, like tanks and planetaries and stuff like that, where Parting just couldn't attack in. So Parting now switching into disruptors, getting the Dark Shrine. That is something he's liked in the past, is DT blinks to take out additional bases and sometimes armies. Armory on the way to continue those upgrades. Maybe get some plus attacks as well. Oh, +1 air attack here for Parting. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if he will go up into Tempests. I am a big fan of going into Tempests in this matchup. I think it's a great, great play, especially when you're playing like this. Like, look at this. He's got 77 probes, especially if you want to go above that. Like, you can play at 80, 85 probes. I've seen 90 probes, I want to say. But if you do that, you have to have, like, Tempest, Psy Storm, Disruptor, Blink Stalker type armies where you're really grinding all the time, because you'll never actually win the maxed engagement because your army supply is going to be much lower. But we'll see if he adds any more. I don't think he's going to, honestly. Stargate about to finish. We should see the Fleet Beacon in a second, or maybe even a third Stargate come down as well. Continuous upgrades. DT Blink 2-2 coming up here for Byun. Byun playing so turtled, man. This is actually kind of insane right now. 3 command centers. We have the Fusion Core coming up. Very likely to start upgrading his Liberators a little bit, but honestly, should get the Medevac upgrade as well. Oh, nice little set of Zealots getting in here. Kind of annoying. Obviously, losing a tank right now doesn't really impact the game, though. Additional Nexus for Parting. There's that Fleet Beacon. Adding some more gates. Going to get a Stargate down there also. Has that ship weapons coming up? Yeah, there's that Liberator range. Definitely an important one. DT Blink almost done right now. Parting starting to go in at the same time as these two DTs. Kind of getting ourselves an insane macro game right now. Love what I'm seeing here on both sides, honestly. I think they're both playing a really beautiful game. Okay, Mass DT coming out here for parting. Parting once again. Pushing forward right now. Dude, those tanks are so fresh over there. Ah, he gets it. He gets it in a matter of seconds. And blinks on the tanks. Beautiful, beautiful move with these DTs. Awesome play right there. All right, now this engage, like, we had good surface area there for Byun, but there was enough disruptors, enough units, and those warping rounds. So parting still holds on to there, charging in as well. Looks like those Tempests get taken down immediately. The Disruptor's still doing a pretty good job. A big round of Zealots coming in very importantly because obviously these Stalkers can't continue this fight alone. Charge lots get on top of everything. Another groups, two more groups in fact, coming in from the other side. But this still, Byun should just barely live through this, I think. Or maybe not. He's going to GG. And I would like to submit that game to the chat GMs over at the StarCraft Reddit, who did let me know that Protoss has no tools in the late game. No tools whatsoever. It was a really interesting thread. I want to thank everyone who participated in that.